Hello, welcome back to Numerology for Everyone. This is the basic course teaching numerology to beginners and anyone interested in finding out their own destiny and thereby having better control over their lives. We are currently on lesson 5, and if you have missed the previous lessons, please check them out in the links in the description below. We are just starting out this YouTube channel to share the knowledge on numerology with everyone. If you find this video interesting and would like to have more similar content, please remember to hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. For numerology, we start out with our birth date and generate a unique numerological chart. This chart is then used to derive 3 important points: the character number, the strengths, and the weaknesses. If you're unfamiliar with how to derive the numerological chart, please check out the previous lesson in which we go through the details in the numerous calculations involved. Once we get our character numbers, then we look at the numbers element, the yin-yang, nature, and the ideas that the number symbolizes to better understand what the character feels like. In the previous lesson, we talked about the metal and water element characters. From the elements itself, the metal element characters tend to be more focused on touch and emotions. On the other hand, friends with a water element character will be more conversational, attractive, and flexible when dealing with difficult situations. The elements can be further separated into the yin and yang nature. For example, a character 1 person will be characterized as a yang metal. You can think of the number 1 as a symbol for a pen, a sword, or even a knife, suggesting that the character 1 person is a great leader, thinker, writer, and someone determined to cut through all problems to achieve success. Again, if you need some reminder on the yin-yang and the 5 elements, or just a recap on the metal and water elements, you can go down to the links in the description below and check out the previous videos. In today's lesson, we move on and we cover the remaining character numbers. So we start off with the wood element characters 4 and 9. Wood element people are stable, calm, collected individuals who will prefer to logically, step by step, dissect the problems at hand. This has to do with the fact that wood elements govern the sense of sight, making them not just visual people, but also very good at visualizing things. Like the previous elements, we can split them up into the yin and yang. For young wood, a good corresponding image to have would be a forest with huge, tall trees. As 9 is also the last number in the list, we often associate the number with the fight finale, the end, or having success in a thing we're trying to achieve. Also, remember how we talked about the number 6 and how it looks like a pregnant woman? Unlike number 6, where the focus is downwards towards people who are younger, 9 is always looking upwards. That's where their focus is, into the future, into their careers, and coupled with the wood element nature, makes them really good people with foresight. The yin character 4, on the other hand, is associated with smaller wood objects. Think about shelves, books, gates. These items are commonly associated with the ideas such as partitioning, organizing things, recording stuff, planning, and even the accruement of knowledge. These are precisely what a character 4 person is like. The number 4 is very stable, like how a table usually has 4 legs, a square having 4 sides, and so on and so forth. As the number also looks like a spanner, we often would think of them as good troubleshooters and problem solvers. Next, let's move on to the amazing fire element people. If you're character 3 or character 8, please hit the like button as I'm about to share with you what the character number tells you about your personality. Now, the fire element is associated with action. It comes with a condition though, that the motivation or drive isn't infinite. So the faster or more impulsive you are, the shorter your attention span or the shorter you're gonna be able to maintain that drive. So young fire, for example, will be very driven and often initiate the activities, but like how the sun sets, they could tired very quickly too. The yin fire, on the other hand, doesn't feel as impulsive, doesn't feel as strong, but they can be kept going for much longer before they burn out. The fire element is also associated with the sense of hearing, which makes fire element people really good listeners. Because they're super active people, they also love anything that can that get their body moving. So very often you see character 3 people as sportsmen, very heavily involved in performing arts or finding different ways to showcase their creativity, such as drawing or with music. Unlike the character 3 though, because the number 8 symbolizes a handcuff, they are much more restrained and held back. As a result, they are much more responsible and they will follow through on most things. They are good rule keepers themselves, but can often be overburdened by the rooms they hold themselves to. So if you're a character 8 person, be sure not to be overstressed and worried about everything around you, else you will end up procrastinating in whatever you're trying to achieve. Finally, let's move on to the last and final number, which is the Earth number. Now, there's only one Earth element character in numerology, and that is the character 5. You can associate them with either the large mountains or the soft clay and soil in the ground. To all the viewers and numerology lovers out there, here's a quick question. Do you think the character 5 is a yin or yang element? Be sure to leave your comments in the comment section down below. Number 5 is very special because it is in the middle of the 9 numbers. That means it can go either way, and literally that. So, while the earth element of the character contributes to the stable and determined character of the character 5 person, the person will really thrive and do really well when they know exactly what the goals are. Using our imagination a little bit, we can also see the character 5 in the shape of a helicopter. And there are some character 5s that will experience lots of traveling around the world. This is especially good because with a good sense of smell, they will be sure to enjoy the good food from different cuisines. So there you have it. Thank you for taking the time to stay with me all the way to the end of the lesson. It was very long, and you might need to revisit the video a couple of times to take down all the information covered in this video. Regardless, here's a short recap on what we just covered today. The wood element characters 4 and 9 are visual people. The fire element people are good listeners, while the earth element friends have a very good sense of smell. We can further break down the characters into yin and yang, and their traits are usually the opposite of each other. For example, the wood element characters are good with visualization, but character 9 is equipped with more foresight and looks into the future, while character 4 is more interested in the now. The fire elements are charged with energy to kickstart projects, but while the character 3 might have a higher initial energy output and go off with a boom, it's the character 8s that tend to show a prolonged drive that keeps the project going. Cool, right? So for those who stayed till the end of the video with me, thank you very much. If you like the contents of the video, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Because for the next video, we're going to do some sample reads to give you a better feel of how numerology works. If you want your chart to be read, please write your birthday in the comment section down below by the end of this month, and I'll be sure to use them in the next video. Until then, see ya!